Hi everyone, welcome to this session on Embedded Analytics. I'm Geraldine Zanoni, aka Gigi, developer advocate and product manager at Tableau. My personal mission is to enable developers to use our APIs and developer tools. This session is part of a series of events on how to build on the Tableau developer platform. I'm really excited to be here today to talk to you about Embedded Analytics. Before getting started, let's have a look at a user that is both using a third-party software tool and Tableau, and his day-to-day job. So he's actually using a third-party software and jumping to Tableau to get make data-driven decisions, to get insight from the data, visualize data, and look at dashboards. And then he has to jump from one side to the other, being third-party software tool to Tableau to the third-party tool. And that's a bad user experience for them to have to jump to toggle between all these different applications. So how can you bridge this gap? So that's what is Embedded Analytics, bringing Tableau inside the third-party application. But first, what are we going to get from this session? What are you going to get from this session? First, you are going to learn what is Embedded Analytics, know the top reason for you to embed Tableau. Then, you are going to learn all the features needed to build an embedded solution. Let's take a step back and have a look at the entire developer platform. We have categorized all our APIs and developer tools in 5 different buckets, from automation to integration, extensibility, advanced analytics, embedding, and data connectivity. We already talked previously on automation, extensibility, and data connectivity. If you missed these sessions, feel free to go back and watch the recording. But today we are going to focus on embedding, how you can embed Tableau content into other applications. So what is Embedded Analytics? Let's start with the definition of Embedded Analytics. Embedded Analytics is defined as data and analytics that is integrated seamlessly with the content or service being delivered to the end user. The idea is to deliver the data and analytics to the end user whenever they are and wherever it is. A web page, another application or service, or let's say a mobile app. This way, the end user is not having to go outside wherever experience they are in and can access the data and analytics directly where they already are. So what are the value for embedded analytics? Why should you do embedded analytics tomorrow, today? So let's have a look at the values and for which personas. First, think about the customer and the end users using your application. They get a quick and easy access to the data. They don't have to download anything. They can directly inside your application get access to the data. They don't have to jump to another software. It's there for them. And if they have specific questions, do they want to call or send an email? No. They want to have answer to their questions independently. They want to be able to get insight from the data without any call or any emails. They want it directly inside the application. That also helps you to increase the engagement from your customer and end users. On the business side, adding analytics to your application software generates a new revenue stream. You are adding analytics as a feature into your product. You better understand clients, what they want, what they like, and optimize your products. So now you or convinced that you need embedded analytics. So let's have a look at common scenarios where we can embed Tableau. So there are 4 common scenarios. The first one is a custom analytics portal. You can imagine if you want to have your own look and feel, your brand, you don't want to see the Tableau logo anywhere. You want to apply your own style, your own color, add your own logo, and have a very seamless experience for the end user because it's already familiar with your portal. So you want to create your own custom analytics portal for them. Another option is write back. So if you're not aware of that, but Tableau, once you connect to data, is read-only. But some customers want to be able to write back directly to the data source because they found insight or they want to take action directly inside the dashboard. So they want to be able to write back to the data source directly from the visualization. That is when you want to add analytics in your in your workflow. On your user journey, you spend days in this application and most of your day in this application, and you want to add analytics to your workflow without having to leave your main application. Then, what if you want to interact with third-party tools, third-party software? You want to take action directly. You want to open, let's say, a Jira ticket directly from the visualization without having to leave or go to another system. You want to be able to interact directly there. So I think it's a good moment to show you some quick demos of embedded analytics and how some people embedded Tableau inside their application. The first scenario we talked about is actually custom analytics portal. So that's an example. I'm on this financial service website and it looks like any other website. I can see more information. I can learn more, but I'm going to see the sign in button. So I'm going to sign in, select my username. So that's just a demo portal. So that's the signing, the login part is you can integrate Tableau with SSO, SAML, Trust a Ticket. You have different ways to create single sign-on. But here, because of the demo, is why I can see the username and password. But like here, you can imagine your own login interface, your own application, your own system. So I'm going to log in. I'm not going to save my password, but here where I can see I have my calendar, I have my reminder, I have all my interface, but all the elements that I know. But what can I see here? It's actually a map and it's actually Tableau. So that's Tableau. You can select, you can see that's a Tableau visualization. The same here with this heat map, that's Tableau running. I can also go to analytics inside here on the tabs, and where can I see more visualization? I can see the thumbnails. So that's really what I'm allowed to see as a user. I'm logged in. Remember, I'm logged in at the beginning. I had to sign in. So that's the visualization and the data that I'm allowed to see. So let's see the current asset summary. Here is the Tableau. You can start interacting with the visualization itself. To select. That's a Tableau visualization. You can image export. You can edit the visualization here. Actually, I'm not going to edit here. Going back. There, you are still on the application. I can define some filter. I can set some filters such as a date, add, for example, say which investor group I want to select. I can filter the visualization. What's going to happen is going to filter the visualization, and that's really important in our scenarios, such as like this two-way communication from this application to the visualization, and from the visualization to the application, if you interact, such as like taking actions directly there. So that's why it's important. You are still in the flow, and there's no sign of Tableau. It's no indication that it's Tableau. You don't see the Tableau logo. That's how you can integrate Tableau inside your application. Another custom scenario is embedding Tableau inside your main application, having analytics in your workflow. So here I'm looking at Salesforce. I'm spending my day, I'm a Salesforce user. So my day in Salesforce, analyzing my sales, my campaign, etc. And I want to be able to have analytics there. And actually, I'm a Tableau user, so I have this dashboard that I created. And I use my LinkedIn data that I joined with my Salesforce data, so I can really have an insight and see a correlation between my sales and my LinkedIn activity. I can see the data for myself and my team. I can interact with the viz. But what I really want is to embed Tableau. I have Tableau here inside Salesforce. So I'm going to go ahead and edit the page. And what I have here is the Tableau Lighting Web Component. I can drag and drop a component here, paste the URL of my viz. So I'm going back to Tableau to just get my URL. I can show the toolbar, change the height if I wish to. And I have a visualization there available for me to use. So what the Tableau Lighting Web Component is actually using the JavaScript API that we're going to talk about. That's just a way to embed Tableau easily in your application. If you are a Salesforce user, that how you can embed Tableau inside your application. Like here, you can interact with the viz, see the toolbar. You have Tableau in your workflow. You can also, on pages such as accounts on the record pages, you can also filter the viz based on the information that you have available on the page and on the Tableau visualization. We also have public examples available. KPMG and European Investment Fund used embedding Tableau inside the application, inside of the website, to give more insight to their customers and people accessing the website. Let's have a look at KPMG and the Global Automotive Executive Survey. So that's their survey and how they are sharing the information to the users. If I click here, I can automative key trend, and let's scroll. What can we see here is a Tableau public visualization. And again, drag with the viz, and you have Tableau inside the application, and they are sharing their insight to the end user using Tableau. So here, why this viz is accessible by anyone, because they are using Tableau Public, our YouTube of visualization. So this is how you can give access to this visualization to anyone accessing the page. You can also have a look at the European Investment Fund and how they are using Tableau inside their application. But really what you need to think is that only the sky is your limit. You can create custom portal, use it for fraud detection right back as an example on how the sky is your only limit. This example is a Zen master that built a chess game inside Tableau by using Tableau and embedding Tableau. So I can go ahead and play chess here, and that's a Tableau visualization embedded in the application. And you can see that's not Tableau, but the application, web application running. That's one of our Zen master that built that. Is awesome. And you know now how much I love games, and play games in Tableau is my passion right now. So how does it work? How can you add Tableau visualization to your software, to your application? So first, you need to use the Tableau JavaScript API. So what is the JavaScript API? It's like the definition. Tableau JavaScript API allows your Tableau visualization to be integrated in your custom web application. So it's how you can add Tableau visualization inside your software, your third-party tool, and have this two-way communication between the dashboard to the application and from the application to the dashboard. Let's have a look at some key concepts for the JavaScript API. So that's an example of a very, very easy code for the JavaScript API to embed a simple visualization inside an HTML page. So what we notice first is what you need to do is define a container for the viz. Where is the viz going? So here we created a div with the ID viz container, and we define the height and the width of the div is where visualization is going to be displayed. Then you can see on the body, once the page load, we are calling init viz. Then you need to call the JavaScript API library, is what is actually doing all the magic. And then you need to initialize the visualization and specify options. So that's the Java part in JavaScript. You can remember the function we are calling, or one we are doing on init. It's called init viz. So first we are getting the get element ID and the element by ID, so the viz container. Then we are defining the URL. We are specifying the URL of the viz. So first, the URL of the viz, you have the name of the server, or if you're using Tableau Online, the URL of Tableau Online. You then define your site, so where is your visualization and which site is your visualization, and then you define your workbook. You are defining your workbook and which of your view you want to display in your application. Then you have to define the options if you want to. So check if you want to hide or show the tabs of visualization, hide the toolbar. You can also define here the function to call on the first interaction with the visualization. And then new Tableau viz is actually creating the visualization. So let's talk about all the possibility utilities with the Tableau JavaScript API. The code we saw earlier is to display a simple Tableau visualization inside your application. So that's one of the first utility of the JavaScript API. You can also use to export visualization to an image or a PDF directly from your application. You can filter the data display in the visualization with HTML control in the page, is what we saw with the custom analytic portal. We were using on the side HTML control to filter the viz. Is great if you want to have your own look and feel. If you want to select specific mark in the visualization, you want to respond to event in the visualization, filter or select mark. You can also dynamically load and resize the visualization based on the screen the end user is looking at. Retrieve the data point of a selected point if you are selecting certain points on the visualization and you want to get the data from that. Now let's talk about the REST API. You might also be familiar with REST API if you watch a previous session on automation integration. We talked about REST API and webhooks. But let's talk about the REST API in the context of embedding. So what can the Tableau REST API what can it do? Manage Tableau content and user at scale programmatically via HTTP. So how does it help embedded analytics? So you can synchronize your user information, so anyone that is on your portal, is a user on your portal, is also a user on Tableau, to be sure that they have the permission and they can actually see the visualization, so you have this sync between the portal and Tableau. You have to add user manually every time you have a new user on your portal. You can also use the REST API to publish workbooks or display dynamic content, and that's the example of this screenshot. We are displaying thumbnails of each workbooks depending on the user permissions of what the user logged in can see, and that's really important. We saw that as well on the custom portal when we were signing in and seeing all the thumbnails of all the visualization. I was able to see only the visualization that I was allowed to see as the person signed in. So what did you learn today? Embedded Analytics is data analytics seamlessly integrated with the context of the end users, where they live, what they need. You can embed Tableau literally everywhere. Remember, only the sky is your limit. If you have to remember one thing, with Tableau, only the sky is your limit. You need the JavaScript API and the REST API to build an embedding solution. But if you want to go in more details and get hands-on with the JavaScript API and the REST API and learn more about how you can do embedded analytics, you can join our Tableau developer program. You get a free development site once you join. So it's a free space for you to learn and innovate, because that's your sandbox. You can start learning without breaking anything in your production environment. You get early access to APIs, because this site is on the last pre-release version of Tableau. You get interaction with the engineering team. You're going to get invited to a lot of events, such as our public sprint demo. So you're going to be the first one to know where the PMs and the software engineer are showing what they've been working on and what's coming next. Then you're not only joining a community, you are joining a program. And we always have fun way to learn and experience with our APIs. And one of them is our mascot that makes everything more fun, is our T-Rex, Flex the T-Rex. So join us at developer.tableau.com. I look forward to see you at one of our events. If you want more resources to get started, you can follow us on GitHub. We also have a Tableau developer tool page and YouTube videos on our channel, where you have learning videos teaching you the basics of each API. On that, thank you again for joining. I hope you enjoyed this session and you learned a lot about embedded analytics. I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.